Welcome everybody to an interesting day on planet Earth. I wanted to jump on and do this short little video for you to give you some interesting things that happened to me last night while I was asleep, and to also give you a little Easter gift in some number code sequences to help you when you're connecting to yourself, connecting to the Creator, and little hint here in what I'm going to talk about on the screen. It was interesting, yesterday I was transcribing some information about Grigori Grabovoi's PRK1U, and in the information it was about how our consciousness and we on a physical level don't see ourselves as light. We actually think of ourselves as fairly carbon based, and this body is the densest that exists, and that's all. But in fact, we are light at every level. And one of the things that affects us is the consciousness of the collective. That's been pretty obvious over the especially last 3 years, but everything that happens in the collective consciousness has an information structure that can affect us. And in our E=VS community, when we go through training, we start talking about how we can get into the raging river of other people's foreign events. And the foreign event is anything that takes you away from your soul. A foreign event is, or the people that are involved in foreign events are usually family that drag you into their events, media, and we've seen that very strongly over the last 3 years. It could be politicians, it could be education, the pharmaceutical, any system that has you take your consciousness and believe that they have a greater authority, or they get you involved with their thinking. So for instance, that death is a normal part of life. Pretty much the collective consciousness has been programmed that way to believe that. And so when we say to people, are you in foreign events? You need to step out of foreign events. It's like stepping out of the collective consciousness's thinking and out of their influence. Now, we're really strongly programmed in our consciousness to believe that it's normal to die, that we are less than and little, that death is a natural process, that resurrection is the only thing that happened to Jesus when he died, and we're really kept out of the knowledge except what they want to tell us to believe. And so the collective consciousness thinking holds as a very strong structure that almost has to be dismantled. And so one of the things that was interesting as I was transcribing, I've got birds on the roof doing strange things, as I was transcribing this information, and Grabovoi was talking about people's consciousness and how their consciousness needs to be shifted towards harmony, to have the distortions moved out of it, and for people to start realizing who they truly are. I went with that, I guess, and to sleep last night, and my soul started to show me where I still had that sort of distortion in it. And it was really funny. I was telling my husband Brian this morning, I won't go into all the details, but basically this younger person, and I perceived in the dream that I was older, this younger person was infatuated and in love with me, and he was talking about where we would live. And in my consciousness, I was thinking, why would this younger person be really interested in me? He had some very unique abilities that didn't make him, I would say, just human, meaning that he had some extraordinary abilities to shift and fly and do sorts of other things. But I was thinking, why would he be interested in me? Because I'm older. And anyway, when I woke up this morning and I was telling Brian about this, I thought, there you are. There is the information that still sits in my consciousness that needs to be shifted out. Because if you just look in the mirror and say, oh, well, yes, or count down how many years you've been on the planet and listen to the outside world dogma about, oh, you're getting old now, of course you've got a disease. Well, that is a whole lot of BS, belief systems programmed into you. Now, in Grigori Grabovoi's book, Resurrection and Eternity, from now on it's your reality, he starts to describe about eternity, how we can be eternal and remain in a physical body. I mean, in the ancient scripts, that was pretty normal to see people living for 900 years. I don't tell you that. Our history has been altered. And so Grabovoi says not only that, when somebody has left their physical body, they can be sent an impulse for resurrection. And it's up to them whether they accept that. And so there is 50 different technologies in this book, how to bring somebody from the spiritual realm into the physical realm. And I know some people will say, oh, how can that happen? When you die, and that's it. But in fact, we grew our body at the very first moment. It wasn't our mother, we grew it. In fact, we grew 2 lots of teeth. And now they even tell you if you put a stem cell there, you can regrow another lot. So the information is always and never goes away in your body and around your body. In fact, we are extremely powerful, hence why a lot of what is playing out in the outer world is happening and trying to keep people weak, confined, and just in a box. So most people would think that resurrection is a miracle, but it's only a miracle, as Greg Braden says, it's only a miracle until you discover it's a technology. And so Grabovoi's books have that technology, and it's something that I take people through every Easter in our New Earth Academy of Eternity class. On Monday, I'll be taking the group through one of the resurrection controls. And you need a little bit of a background so that your consciousness can start shifting to understanding how this can be possible. So the guys have already had some training in that. So when we go into the point of resurrection, then they can start noticing what's happening in their consciousness, experience what's happening in or around their physical body. So we're heading into Easter, and most everybody's getting involved in chocolate and hot cross buns. For us, we're having a nice quiet Easter, but perhaps you're with your family. And so remember how precious it is to have your family and even your friends around you at the time. That's what's most important, the love that you all share. Now, before I go, I'm going to leave you with some of these number sequences, because people think before they do a control of Grabovoi's or any technology that they have to get onto what we call the right platform, setting the platform. And number sequences are the light language that your soul and consciousness understand really easily. So there's some number sequences we've been using in the New Earth Academy classes recently. I'll give you the 3 numbers briefly. There's a little bit more description, but the number 11981, that's for the connection to the Creator. The next one is 123 and then a space, 707 space 44 is for the light of the Creator, and the last one's 123 space 111 space 50 space 25 is for the energy of the Creator. You'll see in the next box in the center is for your light body, 9111991111. And so how you can use these just briefly, so that understanding that your consciousness and soul, this is their language, so you don't have to try to unpack it. You can see on the right hand side that there are number sequences in a sphere, and you can just look at it here and notice which particular number for each particular one. So say we're looking at connecting with the Creator, 11981. which number or numbers are grabbing your attention as if they're standing out. What you do is then just put your focus on those number sequences, the numbers that are jumping out of you, and keep it focused there until they're all harmonized. And at the same time in your consciousness state, your connection with the Creator. And go through and do each one. And just start to notice also what happens in and around your physical body, whether you feel a warmth or a tingle or a lightness when you do this. In this way, you are setting the platform, and we love to do this at the start of the day, setting your platform for the day instead of picking up your phone or turning on the telly or the radio to listen to the foreign events of the outside world. And so that's the first way to do it. But if you're a bit of a singer or you like to chant, well, then you can just simply repeat the number sequences a minimum of 3 times. And just notice what happens in your consciousness. You might see some images coming up. Just trust them. Don't disregard them. Well, our consciousness is extremely powerful, and that's why we assist people to understand the power of their consciousness. And so I heard a beautiful message today from a gorgeous woman, and she said, I feel like I'm doing God's work. And I thought to myself, something really landed in my heart. I really feel like I'm doing God, Creator, source energy, whatever it is for you. I'm here on a mission to help to assist the awakening of the consciousness of humanity and turn up the light in their hearts. So whatever your reason for being on earth at the moment, maybe it's even to witness or to bring love or care or compassion to the people around you. Have a beautiful Easter, and I look forward to seeing you again.